The Workers' Party of Korea, WPK, the far-left party of the totalitarian one-party Democratic People's Republic of Korea, DPRK, celebrated its 75th anniversary on October 10, 2020. This occurred on Kim Il-sung Street in Pyongyang, North Korea's capital. During this parade, new and very powerful nuclear intercontinental ballistic missiles shocked the North Korean people and the entire world, as well as a new main battle tank that has piqued the interest of many military analysts, were displayed for the first time. Want to know more? Hey guys, welcome to our channel Alpha Tanks, where we tell you about military tanks, from the most famous World War II battle tanks to the most advanced MBTs at present. So stay with us till the end of this video so you don't miss out on any of this information. But before we proceed, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of our amazing videos in the future. And let's begin. North Korea initially relied on Soviet and Chinese-made tanks before developing their own, beginning with the Chonma-ho tank. Newer Pokpung-ho and Songun 915 tanks were developed and introduced in the early 21st century, but they were heavily influenced by the old Soviet, Russian, and Chinese tank designs, specifically the T-62. North Korea was able to obtain T-72 tanks and various parts of them at the beginning of the 21st century, which they would use in the development of their tanks. Unfortunately, little is known about this tank at this time. Due to the North Korean strategy of not revealing any details about their military equipment, the Korean People's Army has not yet officially presented the new tank or given it a precise name, as it does for each vehicle in its arsenal. As a result, the tank was referred to as the new North Korean MBT. However, it is a nearly entirely new design that appears to have little in common with previous North Korean MBTs. It is also the first vehicle developed after the Songun-ho was unveiled in the same location in 2010. The layout of the new North Korean MBT appears to be similar to standard Western MBTs at first glance, but it differs significantly from previous tanks produced in North Korea. These older vehicles bear striking resemblance to the Soviet or Chinese tanks from which they are descended, such as the T-62 and T-72. In general, these tanks are smaller in size than Western MBTs, designed primarily to save money and allow for rapid transport by rail or air, whereas NATO MBTs are typically more expensive and larger, providing greater comfort to the crew. The three-tone camouflage of light sand, yellow, and light brown is also unusual for a North Korean vehicle, reminiscent of the camouflage patterns used on armored vehicles during Operation Desert Storm in 1990. North Korean armor has recently had standard one-tone camouflage in a shade very similar to Russian camouflage and three camouflage, brown and khaki on a green base. However, a thorough examination of the vehicle reveals that not everything is as it appears. The new tank's hull is completely different from previous North Korean MBTs and is very similar to the modern Russian T-14 Armata MBT, which was unveiled for the first time during the parade commemorating the 70th anniversary of the Great Patriotic War victory on May 9, 2015. The driver is located in the center of the hull and has a pivoting hatch with two episcopes. The running gear, as on the T-14, consists of 7 large-diameter road wheels protected not only by standard side skirts, but also by a polymer skirt, both of which are present on the Armata. The polymer skirt also completely covers the wheels on the North Korean tank, obscuring most of the running gear. The sprocket wheel is at the back, as it is on nearly all modern MBTs, while the idler is at the front. The tracks are unconventional for a North Korean tank. In fact, they appear to be a double-pin rubber-padded Western derivation, whereas previously these single-pin tracks with rubber-bushed pins like the Soviet and Chinese ones were used. Slat armor protects the hull's backside. This type of armor, which protects the sides of the engine compartment, is commonly used on modern military vehicles and is effective against infantry anti-tank weapons with piezoelectric fusings, such as the RPG-7. The slat armor has a hole on the left side to access the muffler, just like the T-14. The only difference in the slat armor of the two tanks is that the T-14 has 2 mufflers, one on each side. At one point in the parade, videos available online, one of the vehicles passes over a camera, and it is clear that the vehicle has torsion bar suspension. The vehicle's rear, which is higher than the front, is also reminiscent of the T-14. This was most likely done to increase the space available in the engine bay, most likely in order to house an upgraded version of the 12-cylinder Pokpung-ho engine, which is estimated to produce 1,000 to 1,200 HP. Obviously, the new MBT specifications, such as maximum speed, range, and weight, are unknown. If the hull resembles the T-14 Armata, the most modern MBT in the Russian Army, the turret resembles the M1 Abrams, the standard MBT in the United States. Army, or the Chinese export tank MBT-3000, also known as the VT-4. The turret is structurally distinct from that of an Abrams. In fact, the turret's lower section has 4 holes for grenade launcher tubes. As a result, it is safe to assume that the turret is made of welded iron and has composite spaced armor mounted on it, as seen on many modern MBTs, for example, the Merkava 4 or Leopard 2. As a result, its internal structure differs from its external appearance. Some modern tanks, such as the M1 Abrams and Challenger 2, have composite armor that cannot be removed. The visible step between the sloped armor at the front and the roof, where the 2 cupolas for the vehicle commander and the loader are located, hints at this. Support for 2 missile launcher tubes is mounted on the turret's right side. These are most likely capable of firing a copy of the Russian anti-tank missile 9M133 Kornet or an anti-aircraft missile. There appears to be a commander's independent thermal viewer on the roof of the turret on the right. In front of the commander's cupola, a gunner's sight just below it, a remote weapon system armed with an automatic grenade launcher in the center, and another cupola with a fixed front episcope on the left. A laser rangefinder is mounted above the cannon, as it has been on previous North Korean vehicles. It appears to have a night vision camera on its left. On the right side of the commander's cupola, there is another fixed episcope, an anemometer, a radio antenna, and what appears to be a crosswind sensor. There is a space on the back for the crew's gear or something else that covers the sides and back of the turret, as well as 4 smoke launchers for each side. 3 hooks on the back and sides are used to lift the turret. We can deduce that, as with the Songun-ho, the main armament is a North Korean copy of the 125mm Russian 2A46 tank gun, rather than a 115mm North Korean copy of the Soviet 115mm 2A20 cannon. The dimensions are obviously larger, and the North Koreans are unlikely to have mounted an older generation cannon on what appears to be such a technologically advanced vehicle. Because the vehicle is equipped with an external missile launcher, we can logically assume that the cannon is not capable of firing ATGMs as Russian 125mm guns are. In addition to the smoke extractor, as on the C-1 Ariete or the M1 Abrams, an MRS is mounted on the gun's barrel, which constantly verifies the linearity of the main gun barrel with the gunner's sight and if the barrel has distortions. Another assumption is that the cannon does not have an automatic loader system because there are 3 crew members inside the turret. The tank commander is on the right side of the turret, behind the gunner, and the loader is on the left. That's it for today, guys. We sincerely hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please click on the like button and share it with your friends and family. If you have any questions or comments, please share them with us in the comment space below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see even more of our incredible videos. You can also check out our other videos that have been specially selected for you. We'll catch up in the next video.